What is up? I hope you're having an amazing day today. In today's video, Jackson and I are going to be talking about some tips and things that help to survive living in an apartment. If you are at the stage of deciding on whether or not to get a dog or puppy and you live in an apartment, I assure you it is very doable. However, there are some factors that you really have to think about, you really have to take in when thinking about getting a puppy and living in an apartment. One of those factors is the size of the apartment and the size of the dog. So Jackson here is around 34 pounds and he is considered a mini, and because of his small size, like living in an apartment of this size right now, I'll give you guys a little tour, a little footage behind the scenes. He is very much okay and it's doable with this apartment living. However, if you're a, per se, for example, are trying to get a Great Dane, and obviously a Great Danes can be huge, they're one of the largest dog breeds out there, a Great Dane would find this apartment, this space, very uncomfortable to live in. The last thing you want to do is get a dog that will grow up and feel claustrophobic in the space that they are living in. But before we get into these specific tips on what helped Jackson and I live in an apartment, please hit that like button as it really helps in the YouTube algorithm in spreading this video to other people. And also, if you are new here, please subscribe as it really means a lot to Jackson and me. But let's just get straight into the video. Number one, I definitely recommend getting dog bells to hang on the door just so your dog can indicate to you when he or she has to go bathroom. So Jackson, especially when he was young, this was really helpful in letting me know when he had to go bathroom. It is just simple as him going up to the door, up to the bells, and nudging it. And again, I'll be working in this room editing, and just hearing those bells will let me know that he has to go outside and he won't have an accident in the apartment. So we actually just got new doggy doorbells, get them off of Amazon. These are so loud. And they basically just look like this, and then you just hang it on the door right here, and then yep, your dog Jackson, your dog will let you know ring the doorbells. I have a video on my channel on how to teach your dogs how to use the bell, so if you guys want to check that out. But definitely recommend this if you're living in an apartment, especially for a puppy, because you just don't know when they have to go bathroom. It is very sporadic when they have to go. I know when Jackson was young, I would actually take him out every 30 minutes or so before I got the bells, because I just didn't know. I didn't want him to have an accident in the apartment. So this is a great way, again, to really show me, to convey to me that he has to go, and then because of that, he likely won't have an accident in the apartment. With the bells, I really recommend having a schedule with your dog, with your puppy, because it will really help a lot when living in an apartment. Mark in your day schedule when you think your dog will have to go bathroom, when you'll have to take him or her out, and then surround your day around that, just because, again, when you're training a dog in an apartment to go potty, you do not want to have accidents in the apartment, and of course you don't want to be going outside every 10 minutes, 20 minutes or so just to have him or her not have an accident in the house. So I would start by observing your dog's patterns, what time of day, like see how long your dog has to go bathroom in between each potty break. Maybe look at also how long it takes for him to go bathroom or have to go poo after eating, when he needs to go exercise. Observe your dog throughout the first week or so, and you'll get a great idea of when he or she will have to go outside, and then you can work your schedule around that. But to reiterate, I definitely recommend getting doggy doorbells, as it really has been a lifesaver, especially when Jackson was younger. Nowadays, we don't really use the doggy doorbells just because he can hold his pee up to like 3 to 4 hours long, and usually every 3 or 4 hours I just take him out, go for a little bit of long walks. But if you have a puppy, it is a great way to kind of have a concrete indicator in your schedule when he or she will have to go bathroom. Number two, go on a lot of walks. So Jackson and I, we go on walks probably at least 3 times a day, maybe up to 5 times, 6 times if we're not going to the dog park. Exercise is very important for a dog, especially in an apartment with such a confined space. When you do go on walks with them, make sure to let them explore, let them sniff, and do not rush them when they're going on walks, just because, again, they don't have a backyard. They don't have time to really stimulate their senses, and by stimulating their senses, it wears them down, tires them out, and again, you don't want a corral the dog within your apartment. I know when Jackson was very young, at like 3 to 4 months of age, when we were in an apartment, he would sometimes bark crazily, and that's mainly because of his lack of exercise. So I didn't walk him enough, and obviously you don't have to walk him too long, but enough to where you can see the energy a little bit dwindle down. If you're not working remotely or at the office, you can definitely use rover.com. I know there are some people that actually use that website to hire a personal walker, and they will actually walk your dog for you at certain times of the day for the cheap. So definitely check that out. This video is not sponsored by them in any way, but I've heard great things about rover.com. Another option too with the potty breaks is actually training your dog to use pee pads. Jackson here, I did not train him to use pee pads, and that's mainly because I read some stories that some dogs might accidentally mistake carpet for their pee pads. So to avoid all of that, I just did not go with it, and because I work remotely and I'm able to edit from anywhere, I am able to walk him at certain times of the day when he actually has to go. But again, if you're out of the apartment most of the day, training for a pee pad or something on a balcony, for example, would not be a bad idea. But yeah, to reiterate, walks are very essential just because they exercise the dog, and obviously dogs just need exercise. You can check out a video on my channel where I actually introduced a puzzle to Jackson, and getting a puzzle like that is a great way to stimulate your dog, to exercise your dog, not only physically, but of course mentally. Number 3, toys, chewables, bully sticks especially are great ways, great items to really minimize the barking at such an early age, to really keep Jackson, to really keep a dog occupied and thus not make a lot of noise, a lot of barking. I know when Jackson was very young, he would bark like crazy, and I would actually be really anxious about it just because, you know, my neighbors are just literally above, to the left, to the right, and below me, and I did not want to annoy them, irritate them, or distract them in any way possible. And because Jackson is considered a working dog, he needs to be occupied most of the time, and a bully stick is really a great way to kind of keep him occupied just because he's very long lasting, at least for Jackson. It takes probably like 3 to 4 days for him to chew it up fully. Definitely recommend bully sticks, any toys, playing fetch, anything like that. Just having a ton of toys just so your dog will be occupied and again will minimize the barking. Number 4, this is a small little tip, but it is a huge difference, and that is to hide your trash bin, hide your recycling bin. And that is just because, you know, dogs are dogs. They like to sniff, they like to explore, they are very curious. And at least Jackson, he's, you know, even though I told him consistently not to get stuff out of the trash can, definitely like from time to time he will do so. And you do not want your dog, or I don't want Jackson, to choke on anything or eat something that might be toxic for him. So definitely hide your trash can in a closet, or maybe get one of those high, tall trash cans where your dog may not be able to reach inside. That's definitely something you want to think about too. Lastly, number 5, I think one of the great reasons why Jackson is able to sustain a life in an apartment in such a confined space is because from a young age, I really enforced and was consistent in teaching him how to become calm, really be suppressed, and lay in positions where he's not too rowdy, not too excited. And don't get me wrong, that was just a huge process. I have a video on how to calm your dogs if you guys want to check it out. But really what I did is just every hour or so, I'm not even exaggerating, I would tell Jackson to sit. I would make sure he is calm. I would reward him when he's calm. I would, from time to time, if he's just sitting on the ground or laying down, just sleeping, napping, I would give him a treat, just really positively reinforcing his calm behavior. And again, by doing so, it really subconsciously tells him that, you know, being calm is the way to go. You don't want a dog to be hyper or riled up or anything like that, especially in such a confined space such as an apartment. So I definitely recommend that if you are about to get a puppy, or even if you have a puppy right now, start by really teaching that calm behavior is the best behavior. But yeah guys, that concludes today's video. I hope these tips really helped you guys, and for those that are looking to get a puppy, really help prepare you guys for living in an apartment with a puppy. As a reminder, please hit that like button, and if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, as it really means a lot to Jackson and me. Tell your dogs you love them. Jackson, I love you. Thank you guys for watching, and have an amazing day.